All right. Now, again, we will finish up with 24 and then we'll kind of work backwards. I think that's the best thing to do. And if there's anything that you don't know, you can ask me. Hopefully we'll get done. All right, let's knock out what we did yesterday. Now, what I would like to make sure, or do you guys have your information for 25 on your calculator? I'd hate to.
No.
You didn't do, nobody did 25? Okay, because I don't want to empty out 25 from the data and then have to re-enter it. See what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and do 25 and then we'll go back and do 24 if we have to enter the data. That way we don't have to enter the data a bunch of times. All right, so I'm assuming that your real estate agent is trying to determine the relationship between the distance a 3-bedroom home is from New York City and its average selling price. He records the data of 6 homes shown below. So 10 miles, 35, 50, 65, 75, 120. So it looks like the houses are getting cheaper the further you are from New York City. All right, using your calculator, write the linear regression. All right. Now, it says round to the nearest 100, but I don't care about the rounding. I care about that you were able to type the data in on your calculator and tell me that the equation is y equals, what was it? Is that something close? Did everybody get somewhere around there? Kind of. I think everybody should get the same thing. That's what I'm not sure about. It's definitely a negative slope because it's going down. Is that close enough for everybody? No questions on that? Okay, let's check out letter B now. Now, if you want, I almost forgot, let's make sure your points are in, then you hit zoom stat, then you type this under Y1 and see what's happening.
When you're putting it in for L2, can you just put 765?
That's a possibility, but you just have to remember it's 100,000. But no, let's not do that. All right, let's not do that. Even though that would be okay. Okay. Now, like I said, we have that. So it says Woodstock, New York is located 95 miles from New York. Using your linear model, determine the price. All right. So on your table, all you have to do is plug in what number? 95. And so what's the price going to be? Is someone agreeing with her on that? It's about 387,000. What? Okay, so negative 4,300 plus, what was your equation? Yeah, that's close, right? It's the same. I think she read the direction says round to the nearest 100. You with me on that? But I don't really care about the rounding. I just care that you know how to do it. All right, rounding's 5th grade. All right, I don't care about that. Okay. As long as you're close, because it's just an estimation. All right, now it says for letter C, use your model to determine the price of a 3-bedroom home in New York City. So if you're in New York City, then what's the distance from New York City?
0.
Right, so that's just the y-intercept, which everybody should conclude is what?
795.
Yeah, $795,600. Everybody okay with that?
I'm still putting it in the table. It's not. You have to redo a lot of times. Yeah, but not there.
Well, but I'm saying, did you try it last night?
No.
Yeah, that's what the problem is. Let's go, hustle up. Type in the data. Should have tried it last night. And now, we want to know when it's 500,000. So where should 500,000 go under? Yes, 500,000 goes under Y2. All right. And then you just want to calculate where those intersect. Where do they intersect at?
68.74.
Right, so we say about 68 miles. Or 69 miles, whatever. 68 or 69. Now yours is going to be a little bit different because you have a little bit different equation. Second, then you hit the trace button. Or the calc top. And then 5. And then enter, enter, enter. Harris, did you get that now?
Brooks.
I mean, sorry, Brooks. I don't know what I'm saying.
I got it slightly different. Than
Are you, what is you're right around there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're good now. All right, now quickly, come on, get the others. What? Come on.
I don't understand what I'm doing. But it's
What?
not popping up on my.
Did you hit Zoom stat? No, you didn't.
Well, it's not pressing it. So.
Well, do you have the plotting points on?
Yeah.
Well, that it can't be the calculator can't be doing anything wrong. It's you that's putting something in incorrectly. So bring it up here. I don't know why you're having trouble plotting points. Come on, hurry up. The points aren't on here. Stat, edit, zoom, and then you want your stat, fine.
Oh, okay. But it's incorrect. Even though I put in the plus.
You didn't go under Y2, you didn't type in the equation yet. The equation is negative 4,300 x plus 795,600.
Okay.
Right now, I don't know why you're on plot 2. Do you?
No.
Supposed to be on plot 1. You know what you're doing now?
I think so.
Yeah, double check things, right? The zoom 0, all right, or zoom 9 puts it on the screen. Got to make sure you can do that for tomorrow now. Anybody else having any trouble with that? Everybody's good? And now you know how to calculate the intersection, right?
C is hard for me. How do you know? How do you get Y? How do you put it in?
How far are you from New York City if you're living in New York City? 0. So you plug in 0 for the X value.
C.
What I'm not understanding your question. What are you asking me? Come on.
Okay. No, I get it.
What?
I got negative for mine.
You're not, what are you asking me? Which one are we doing? A, B, C, D.
Negative 4,291.
Really? We've said this like 5 times now. That is not rounded to the nearest 100. In the direction it says round to the nearest 100. If you didn't round to the nearest 100, are your numbers going to be a little bit different? Yes. Do I care what your answer is? As long as you're close to 387,000, I'm okay with that. If you didn't round, if you did negative 404,200, whatever, I'll look at your numbers and say you just didn't round. Abe, is that good or not? All right, anybody else with 25 now? I'm a little nervous about it. What?
B, how do you put in the 95?
In your table. Second, now type in 95. You don't know how to use your calculator, buddy. I'm getting worried about you. Come on up here. I mean, I don't know what you've been doing. You haven't typed in the equation yet. You have to have an equation there for it to be able to plug a number in. Right? Now, your table set's not, you don't want it to be on auto. You want it on ask. Now, second table. Now there's nothing there. You get to type in whatever you want. We wanted it to be what? 95 miles. 95 goes in there.
I lost my like L1 or L2 and then I had to reset that calculator.
How did you lose it?
I like pressed the clear on accident, so I reset the calculator.
You don't have to reset it. I don't, did you?
No, I know, I lost it before and then I reset the calculator and got it back.
Do that, right?
Yeah,
Stat, calc, 4, and all the way through.
that's probably what's happening because I did that.
Now, when you type that into your calculator.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just gonna show you bars. Stats. It's just a little short, but people don't know it. Now it's typed in the equation. And there's the equation.
Okay.
Now watch, second table, 95.
Yeah.
You with me?
Mhm.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, come on, man. Make sure you know how to use that thing. All right, guys, we got a lot to do. Somebody else.
I have like my lines intersecting and everything, and then I accidentally pressed trace, and now it's just a plus.
Just zoom stat. You must have deleted the data.
It won't let me click anything.
I don't, did you guys are acting as if the calculator is doing something wrong. It's not. Come on up here. I don't know what to tell you. What?
You go Y equals, and then you put in Y2. But then how do you find out the number?
This is what I'm not understanding, you guys. I'm confused because we've been doing this and I don't understand what the holdup is. All right, we're never going to get done. All right, this was homework. All right, that's what the problem is. Did you figure it out?
I got it.
All right, now let's go back here. All right, now E was a problem for us. So now we have to understand the problem for E. All right, everybody's got to go back to the previous problem. Well, let me just ask, were you able to figure this last one out? Or does anybody have a question with number 24? Anybody have a question with 24? I don't, that's not helping me when you say I just don't understand. There's an A, B, C, D, and E. Where are we at? I didn't get an answer for E. We didn't get the answer for E yet. But it says, use your model to determine which 2 consecutive whole years the population reached 4,500. So the only way we can do this correctly is to type in the 90.2x plus that number right there, hit zoom stats, and you had to put, now you have to put in those numbers again. All right, that's why I didn't want to delete the other ones. So if you need help with this, you've got to go back and type in these numbers now. And then type in under Y1, the answer that you got for B. And then hit zoom stat and you should see the line and you should see the points now. And now E was the only thing that was people were having trouble with yesterday. So we're calculating when Arlington will reach a population of 4,500. The problem is if you graph 4,500, 4,500 doesn't appear on the screen. So you have to change your Y max to like, I changed mine to like 5,000. Then you should see the line. But then you realize that you have to increase the X max. So increase the X max to, let's say, like 50 or something. And then you'll be able to see where they intersect. Then you calculate the point of intersection. Now, I know that was a lot right there. I absolutely know that was a lot. So if you're not understanding what I'm saying, you got to be with me on the problem. What?
So once you have the two lines intersecting, what are the buttons you press to get the?
Second, then there's a calculate button. It's the trace. And then you go down to, I think, number 5 and hit enter, enter, enter. And it'll tell you the answer that corresponds to that point of intersection. And we are looking for the X value. What was the X value for this, by the way? 19.6, somewhere around there. Yeah, so if it says between which two consecutive whole years? So we would say between 2019 and 2020, you would expect the population to be between 4,500 students. Everybody's good?
Wait, so what dimensions did you put for the window? Oh, I see it, I see it.
But I want you to realize when you graph it, it's not on the screen. So you have to be able to fix your screen. Right? We're trying to find 4,500. Do you agree with this? So our Y value is not at 4,500. So we have to change it so we can see the 4,500. So you want to change the Y max to like 5,000.
I put it as 5,000 and it's still up there.
It doesn't intersect yet. So now what do I have to do?
You find the.
But the intersection is not on the screen. Where is the intersection going to be? Here's what your graph looks like. Your graph looks like this, and then it looks like this. This is your screen.
So you change the essence.
Now you're thinking. Now increase the X max until you find the point of intersection. And then you calculate the point of intersection. This is what I'm trying to tell you. To me, it makes sense. That's what I'm trying to make sure it makes sense to you. Just writing down all the steps isn't as helpful. Does that make sense now?
And I forget how to calculate the intersection.
Second trace button. Now, tomorrow, when you come in and you say, I forgot how to find the intersection, what am I going to say? Except I won't be as nice. I'll just say, too bad, so sad. Go sit down and just mark it wrong. Take the X, take the loss. All right. You have to know how to use the calculator. Practice, practice. I know there's a lot there. You've got to practice using the calculator. That's why I wanted you to do the homework. What?
I tried to like make sure that I got D right, and then I got like I put in 2012 for.
You don't put in 2012. What do you put in? 12. You put in 12. Look down here at the X facts. 1 is for what year? Right? You got to pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the details. You're not plugging in 2012. You good? Hey, what? Did you find it?
Well, the answer is 19.62. So what would I put as the correct answer?
What does it ask? What's the question? Between which two consecutive whole number years will the population be 4,500?
Oh, 2019, 2020. Okay. Thank you.
All right, hey, you okay? Seriously, I'm not, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, right? I want you to think it through. These problems obviously are not what? They're not simple if you don't know how to use your calculator. If you know how to use your calculator, guess what? Piece of cake. Simple, simple, simple. But you got to practice pushing the buttons tomorrow. All right, I'm not explaining anything. All right, I'm expecting you to be able to draw a line of best fit. I'm expecting you to enter data. I'm expecting you to interpret the data. All right, anybody got a question with that? And hint, just if you want to study, it's gonna, I'm just not even gonna change the words. I'm just gonna copy one problem and put it on the test. Right, that's it. And you're just gonna have to do it all over. All right, that's what you're gonna do. I don't care. I care that you know how to use the calculator. All right, you're not gonna memorize all the answers. All right, it doesn't work that way. All right, so you have 24, 25, and then if you want, there was a line of best fit worksheet that we did. Line of best fit, it might be one of these. All right, where you just copy, I'll just copy one of these and put it on the test. That's where you should get your practice. If you're nervous about the calculator, that's what you should be looking at. All right, is everybody with me on that? All right, let's go, guys. Come on, let's get back to work. All right, I'm moving up. I'm moving past 24 and 25. That's why I'm glad. All right, is everybody happy with that? All right. Now, 23. I changed this to x equals 2y plus 3 over 4. How do I get rid of dividing by 4? So 4x is equal to 2y plus 3. 4x minus 3 equals 2y. Y equals 4x minus 3 over 2. And then I want your symbolism. F, -1 of x equals 4x minus 3 over 2. Anybody have any issue with that? That's how you find the inverse. Anybody have any issues? Anybody have any issues? What?
Wait, so I got 2y.
X. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got like 2y plus 3 over 4. And then I did, since you have to times multiply the 4, I got x equals 8y plus.
No, silly. Look right here. Come on. Come on. Multiply by 4, right? These 4's cancel. See what I'm saying, right? That's the whole point of multiplying by 4 is these things then cancel, right? Feel good now?
Yeah.
Easy. Easy. How do you find the inverse? You switch the x and the y. I seriously, come on now. What is your question? You thought f of x was y.
Yeah, was it up 121? You said that f of x was y.
What are we doing in these problems? What are we doing in these problems? Finding the inverse. Every y becomes an x and every x becomes a y. All right, so look at 22. So I'm going to rewrite 22 as what? X equals 6 parentheses y plus. Then we divide by 6. And so y equals x over 6 minus 7. And our inverse notation, f of -1 of x is equal to x over 6 minus 7. What?
So I
Go ahead, distribute. It's the same thing, right? Then you'd be 42 over 6. X minus 42, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing. All right. And I'll just put that because that's what some people had. I'd like everybody to know that's the same thing. Right? All right, I'm good with that. Continue going backwards. So let's graph this inverse real quick. Here I'm gonna see this point right here. And then I see this point right here and right here. Everybody good with that? So that's 0, 2, 4, 6. So 6, 0. This is 6, 4. So 4, 6. This is negative 6, 8. So 8, negative 6. And now I just graph this line. And I just do this just because I want people to remember it's symmetrical with respect to y equals x. You should be able to see like that's a mirror image. Anybody have any questions with graph inverses?
On the test, do we have to put the line?
No. I'm just doing that for your eyes. All right, so you can kind of see that's y equals x. All right, in the future, they're going to ask you a lot about symmetry. All right, and so your job is to go ahead and just, you'll know that if somebody ever asks you. But I don't really care about it. All right, that's kind of easy, right? We're just switching. Right. 16, negative 1. 12, negative 2. 8, negative 3. 4, negative 4. Easy enough, right? And I'll just do the work here just in case. Everybody good with the inverses? Graphing. So we go up 1, right? Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. What kind of line, guys? And then which way are we shading?
Above.
Greater than. You guys good with that? Easy enough? All right, here we go. What do I do here? Down 3, and then what? And what do we got?
The dog.
All right. And where am I shading?
Below.
Everybody's good with that, right? Those look kind of good. Write the equation for the line perpendicular. All right, so do we agree 2y equals negative 3x plus 8, right? Y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 4, right? So the slope of the perpendicular would be what? 2 over 3 passing through. So my equation would just be
Y plus 1 equals 2/3 parentheses minus 5 parentheses.
Anybody have any issues with that? Everybody's good? That wasn't hard.
Wait, can you keep it up there?
All right, so what about parallel? What would be the slope of the parallel? Slope of the parallel would be negative 2, right? So point slope, it would be what? Y what? Plus 3. Everybody happy with that? Of course, that's not the answer, right? Because we want it in slope intercept, so distribute, right? Y plus 3 equals -2 parentheses x. -2x plus 10, right? And then we subtract 3, right?
Yes.
-2x plus 7. Everybody happy with that? Everybody's good? All right, let's check out the next one. We did that one. We did that, we did that. We did that, we did that. That's it, right? All right, guys, I'm serious. It's exactly the same. It's gonna be exactly the same. All right, there's a lot of just information here. Please. All right, some of you, come on now. I need you to dig in, go home tonight, make sure you know the calculator. All right, I think it's possible to make 100 on this. Now, notice I didn't put anything in standard form. So that means probably tomorrow, probably won't have standard form. All right, won't have standard form. All right, yes.
So the number 22 would be. So. Is it divided by 6 with the
Because you have multiplying by 6 here, right? So I divided by 6 to get to y. You agree? Now, Catherine just distributed the 6 and then subtracted and then divided. It's the same answer. Those two are exactly the same answers. It just depends on how you did it. This is the same as this. I would want you to know that. Hold on 1 second. Do you have a question about that?
Remember 22, wouldn't you divide the whole fraction by 6? Wait, hold on. There's, you don't have to. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
For number 9, I got -1/3, not 2.
3 divided by 2 is that?
Like the negative reciprocal.
It is.
So we're making 1/3.
Where are you seeing a 1? I don't. Isn't this the slope here? Oh, you forgot to divide by 2, kiddo. You have to have 1 y.
But for the parallel one, we didn't do that.
I'm sure we did. Which one is the parallel?
The one above it.
That's because,
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Okay, I get it now.
you see it, you sure, right?
Yeah.
All right, the first one, this one's already solved for y, so you didn't have to do any work. Right? To find the slope. Anybody else? Before we close this down and you guys just study while I write the test. Anybody have any questions? You good now? Oh, and you got your calculator in control?
Yeah.
All right. All right, hopefully you guys understand. It's kind of frustrating if you don't do your part. All right, you got to do your work. All right, and I promise tomorrow it should be simple. And I already told you, I'm just going to copy one of the problems, put it on there. All right, so just practice both of them. All right. Yeah, for the calculator part, exactly. I'm not going to make up a new question for that. All right.